That I will get to play Superman in the crossover, and they're breaking the story as we speak, or have broken the story, but are figuring all that stuff out, and we can't reveal really anything else. But I'm excited. It was a little strange when they asked me, and to be honest, I'd hoped maybe there'd be an opportunity sometime, but didn't really think that actually would happen. So I was kind of felt like a little kid, very shocked and excited and happy.
Hey, you, welcome back to the channel. And today, we're going to break a little bit from the politics. We're going to break a little bit from the cryptocurrency videos, money making videos, and get into a little bit of the entertainment part of the education channel's name. So we do that from time to time. Gets a chance to show everybody I do have hobbies and things I focus on outside of just money and politics. Excuse me. But exciting news for me, very exciting news, is that Brandon Routh will be reprising his role as Superman for an episode on the CW series, the Arrowverse, within the Arrowverse. He will be reprising his role as Superman as they're doing this version of the Crisis of Infinite Earths. So a lot of people who watch the channel for a long time know I'm a big Superman fan, and that I was upset about the direction that the franchise took with Superman, the Man of Steel movies directed by Zack Snyder. And whereas I felt that Henry Cavill would make a good Superman, the storyline and the vision of those films were quite disappointing to me. They didn't capture the character of Superman in a way I wanted them to. And looking at an actor like Brandon Routh, who Superman was basically a sequel to the Donner films, the Christopher Reeve Supermans, whereas Brandon Routh does bear quite the striking resemblance to Christopher Reeves, had me on board 100%. And whereas I thought Superman Returns could have been a lot better, I wasn't as disappointed in that as the Man of Steel movies and the Zack Snyderverse version of Superman, because I understood the direction that Bryan Singer was trying to go with Superman. Much like the original Superman, it was more of this character-driven, emotional film, and then it was going to take the course, I believe, much like what they did in the Donner films, the original Superman 2, where he goes on to fight Zod. I thought it was going to more so take that direction, because it was almost mirroring that, because it really wasn't supposed to be separate from those films, right? It's supposed to be basically a sequel to them. In fact, it takes place after Lex Luthor is arrested, so they probably would have had to go on with another villain of Superman, maybe Doomsday or something like that, and not, let's go forward instead of backwards. But anyway, that didn't happen, and Brandon Routh kind of got thrown under the bus. As many of us know, he then became the Atom in the DC universe with the Arrowverse, and to be quite honest, the CW DC universe, in the very beginning, it was quite promising with the Flash and the Arrow. It just kind of reached a point with me where it kind of lost its edge, and regretfully, I did stop watching a lot of the Arrowverse and that entire area for years now, and I've been very much behind, and I stopped doing videos on it as well. But hearing this news got me excited, and I have kept up enough pretty much to know what's happening, but just haven't been pulled to regain watching any of it. But I will definitely be watching these episodes, and from what we understand is that, of course, Brandon Routh will be one of the Supermans on one of the parallel Earths, and it will seem that he's going to be at odds with Tyler Hoechlin, who plays the version of Superman we're familiar with, Kara's cousin. And I just hope that, wow, I've been hearing about they have a Superman television show that's in the makings, but darn, wouldn't it be so great if Brandon Routh got that? And I like Tyler, I really do, but Brandon, coming over from those Donner films legacy, he has such a rich, long history, with the Superman franchise and that whole idea. He just fits the form and my idea of Superman. He has the temperament, all of those things. And I don't think Henry Cavill, to me, he was all looks. He had all the looks, but he didn't have the character and the feel of Superman, not the Superman I was accustomed to. So I think that's why I was very resistant to it as well. And it just didn't have any it didn't hook me into it at all and draw me in. But I like how Brandon Routh portrays Superman. And it's going to be very exciting to watch. Was also kind of disappointed that Tom Welling, who played Superman on the Smallville series for over 10 years. I understand, after watching some interviews later with him, I understood his work ethics and just how exhausted he was. And some said that the road almost killed him. He was working so hard on this series for so many years, and sometimes you do have to take a permanent break from things. But I was really hoping that Tom Welling would have pulled a Michael Rosenbaum when he did at least return in the final episode of Lex Luthor and at least give us a version of Superman on one of these infinite Earths in the Arrowverse. As all of these, this is creating such a great opportunity for all us. They're all connected to the CW, right? And at this point, I don't think Tom would be interested, but and maybe that time has passed, so maybe I can get rid of that idea. But it would have been nice, to see him portray a Superman. They're showing it's possible now with Brandon Routh. He's going to be going head to head with Tyler Hoechlin in this upcoming Crisis on Infinite Earths coming up soon. But I'm very excited about it. If you're a Superman fan, if you're an Arrowverse fan, if you're a DC fan, tell me what you think about it. Are you excited about Brandon Routh's return? Some people say this is bigger news than the Top Gun sequel that's come out. And I'm somewhere in because I'm such a big Superman fan, I'm probably more excited about Brandon Routh's return to Superman than the Top Gun sequels. But I do like the Top Gun sequels. I grew up with the the Top Gun movies and Maverick, and I was very excited to see that. And I did want to do a video on that, and I don't know if I'll get around to doing that or not. But we're doing this video. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.